Okay, so look, if you're an agency owner, online coach, reseller, consultant, barber, day trader, drop shipper, Miami fitness guru, etc., you all get stuck in this inevitable loop, whether you realize it or not. By the end of this video, not only will you be aware that you're facing this loop, but I will give you the tools that you need for you to combat this loop in order for you to scale to 30 or 40K per month in 3 to 4 months from now, if you do this properly. Okay, so look, we all start off in a state of pain, okay? Before we get into pain, actually, the reason, sorry, it's really dark, focus up. Okay, perfect, we're focused. So the reason you get into a state of pain is because we all have a standard, right? And if you've been watching any of my YouTube videos or my Instagram content, then you know that I talk about 10.0 standards. So right now you may have a standard. Let's say, for example, let's be realistic, maybe you're hitting 10K per month. Okay, you're stuck at 10K per month, you're trying to scale out of it, you wanna hit this dream number of 30 to 40K a month. And I'm not just some fucking guru yelling at you telling you to scale to 150K a month, because for a lot of people, 30 to 40K a month will pay for their dream life, right? For me, 40 or 50K per month has me living my dream life, 100%, right? No doubt about it. So that's why I don't say 150K a month. So if your standard is set at 10K per month and you want to scale to 30 to 40K a month, if you stoop below 10K per month, maybe you have an 8K month or 7K month, it's hard for you to pay your bills. Maybe you have a 3K a month apartment. Okay, maybe you have a 2K a month, car payment, whatever. It's hard for you to pay your bills if you're making less than your standard 10K per month, right? And it goes back into hygiene, right? You've heard me say, if you don't brush your teeth for 2 nights in a row, you feel disgusted with yourself because you stooped below your hygiene standard. Same exact thing with business, right? If you stoop below your standard, you enter into a state of pain, right? And we work our hardest in the state of pain, right? And actually, not exactly, right? We work our hardest in this state of hunger. And the only reason we get into this state of hunger is because we were in so much pain of not being where we want to be or not being able to provide the way we wanted to provide, which will catapult us into a emotional state of hunger where it's lock-in mode. You have a fuck ton of drive. You want to scale out of this rut that you're in. You're like, damn, I was doing 10K a month for 3 months straight. Now I'm doing 7K a month. I can barely take my girl out. I'm pissed off. I want to be doing 30 to 40K a month. This is where you're in that emotional charged state of hunger. Okay, and when you're in this state of hunger is when you will be operating at peak productivity, peak creativity, peak, you'll be able to create things. You'll get downloads, right? Because your energy is in such a high state of drive where you're so focused and determined on getting out of your rut of 7K a month, which will scale you further than your standard, more than likely, because you're so pissed off, right? So you'll get to maybe 15K per month or 20K per month, and then you enter into a state of comfortability, okay, and satisfaction. This is where you're comfortable with your results. You're proud of yourself. You feel pride in the results that you've achieved. You hit 15K per month, good job. You hit 20K per month, good job. You feel proud of yourself, right? And you should, okay, it's okay. But you're too comfortable, right? And what happens is you get overconfident. Okay, you get overconfident, which will catapult you down into the state of stagnation and complacency, where you're stagnant, you're complacent with your results. This is where you celebrate with your friends, right? And you've heard me say, you pop a bottle of champagne, you smoke a cigar with your friends because you hit 25K per month. Good job, right? And as you can guess, what happens next is you fall right back into a state of pain because of your lack of drive, your lack of focus, your lack of productivity, right? This is the cycle that every single entrepreneur goes through. Every single online business owner who has seen any results whatsoever will go through this cycle if they haven't already, and they'll keep repeating it if you don't know how to beat this, right? And I'm so, emotionally powerful, I almost spilled my water, emotionally powerful over this because I was stuck in this for who knows how long, for more than a year. I couldn't scale out of 8K a month, I couldn't scale out of 10K a month, I was pissed, right? So right now, what I'm gonna teach you is how to beat this, right? And the way you beat this, hold on. Water break. The way you beat this, holy shit. I just got this new whiteboard if you haven't noticed. I don't know why my camera keeps going dark, it's pissing me off. But yeah, it's like, I guess got some air bubbles in it, but we're all good, boom, cool. So, the way we beat that cycle and to not get stuck in it forever and ever is we cut it in half. Okay, now what do you mean cut this cycle in half? Okay, what I mean is, you know how you start in a state of pain, right? Like I said, Okay, this is where you're pissed off with your situation, whatever, right? In order to cut it in half, we need to eliminate complacency, we need to eliminate stagnation, we need to eliminate comfortability, eliminate all of it, okay? This is for those who truly want to scale to, maybe you're stuck, right? You're completely stuck and you don't know how to get out of 10K per month, and you've tried the new funnel, you've tried running more ads, you've hired more setters and closers and more team members, whatever, and you can't figure it out. Okay, it's because one, you're not vibrationally aligned with the frequency that carries your desired goal, which nobody teaches you, by the way. Anyway, we need to cut this thing in half. Okay, in order to do that, the next thing is hunger. So the cycle, okay, the cycle then becomes pain, hunger, pain, hunger, pain, hunger. Okay, this cycle will have you hitting record months, month after month after month after month, I promise you. Because you're stuck in this emotional charged state of drive where you're operating at peak productivity at all times. Just imagine that. Imagine that, right? Because you know the times where you're sitting on your phone or you're doing work and automatically your phone ends up in your hand, right? It's because you're complacent, you're comfortable. Okay, and you're vibrationally aligned with those, you know, pieces of the loop, complacency, stagnation. You're vibrationally aligned with them. But if you can vibrationally align with the emotional state of hunger, which I'll get into in a little bit, which is your 10.0 standard, you will hit record months. All that happens, boom, you're in pain, you get into hunger. Once you hit a new revenue achievement, you get back into pain, which will push you right back into hunger, right? And then instead of being complacent and comfortable, you drop right back into pain, which will give you more hunger. This is what that looks like. Versus, you know, what happens when the entire loop is in play, where it looks like this: pain, hunger, you know, comfortable, boom, stagnant, pain, hunger, comfortable, boom, stagnant. Which one looks better? This or this? Right? So obviously, not obviously, but you will hit your goal, right? You know, if you're determined enough and you know you've been doing this for a year and a half, results will pay off, right? Give you a little glimpse of hope right there. But time is not guaranteed. So you can do that and stay in that loop, and eventually maybe in 4 years from now you'll be doing 50K a month. Or you can vibrationally align with your 10.0 frequency that I speak about like in every fucking video. And nobody teaches this, or not enough people teach it, I guess. But I really, really want you guys to understand this, because this is what helped me. This is the only thing that helped me. This is the only thing that's helped my students. I don't teach funnels. I don't scale offers. I scale people. I help people vibrationally align with their 10.0 frequency. And it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna wake up and act like the best version of myself. Fuck all that bullshit. Excuse my French, right? Ignore the noise, bro. It's like, you need to vibrationally align, and something needs to exist vibrationally before it can exist materially, right? So, and I'm not going to go through this because this will end up being a 35-minute video, but go through my past videos if you want to know more about what I do. But you need to create 10.0 standards. Okay, let's write that here at the top. 10.0 standards. Boom. Okay, and what does this look like, and how do we implement this? Well, anytime you hit, okay, let's say you're at 10K a month, okay? I'm just gonna put 10K. You're at 10K per month right now. Anytime, God, focus, please, holy shit. Anytime you scale out of 10K per month, right? You drop into a state of pain because you did 8K, you get into a state of hunger, and you scale to, let's say, 15K per month, okay? Once you scale to 15K per month, what would normally happen is you get comfortable, you get complacent, and you drop right back down to your standard. Okay, but what you need to do instead, let me got people steady calling my phone. What you need to do instead is turn 15K per month into a natural standard, into a 10.0 standard. And in order to do this, you can't just tell yourself, hey, my new standard is 15K per month. I'm not gonna drop below it. That's not, you can't do that. You can't just tell yourself. You have to vibrationally align with that. In order to do that, like I said, go watch my other videos. You have to, one, create your 10.0 self, to reprogram your subconscious mind because of how systemically fucked and programmed and indoctrinated you've been since birth. You need to reprogram all of that. stem your 10.0 standard, or have your 10.0 self be the stem of every single action and behavior, to where one of those actions and behaviors is creating a new 10.0 standard and every new revenue achievement. Okay, and revenue achievements meaning like you scale to 15K a month or 20K a month or 25. So now you take your 10.0 standard and you turn it in, you turn whatever your revenue achievement is into your new 10.0 standard. So now genuinely, inside, emotionally, energetically, you feel that if you stoop below 15K per month, you will get into a state of pain, right? It's a standard, right? And one thing, you know, if you guys want a tangible tip on how I did this, and it might not be, you know, the smartest thing to do, but it worked for me. Get fire under your ass, okay? Buy something that you might not be able to afford. Might not be that smart, right? Pay for a program that you might not be able to afford. Pay 10K for a program, right? Learn something, right? Pay for an apartment that you might not be able to afford. You know, buy a watch that you might not be able to afford, right? You get the point, right? Get fire under your ass. Promise your parents something that in your current position you might not be able to do. Hey mom, I promise you I'm gonna buy a fucking SF90 for you in 3 years, whatever, right? Promise something that is attached to you emotionally and have that be fire under your ass, okay? And that is one way that you can have your 10.0 standard truly embedded into your subconscious mind, okay? And this is what that looks like, right? You scale to 15K per month, truly it's your new standard. If you stoop below it, maybe you hit 12K per month, you enter a state of pain. If your standard was still 10K per month and you hit 12K per month, you would be comfortable. Do you see what that looks like, right? If you're stuck in that loop, if you hit 12K per month with your standard at 10K, you would be comfortable. But because you created a new standard at 15K per month, now that you hit 12, instead of being comfortable, you're in pain again. You're pissed. You should have been doing 30K a month, right? So what happens is you get into that state of hunger and you scale to 25. Scale to 25K. Okay, and you know, a bit off topic, but money is very, very easy to make. Money is energy at the end, right? Money, all it is energy. It's a piece of paper that we emotionally attach ourselves to, and we put so much value onto it when in reality it's a piece of paper that's printed out of thin sky. And of course, we all need it to survive in this day and age. But emotionally detach yourself from money. That's one piece of advice I'd love to give you. Emotionally detach yourself from money and become vibrationally aligned with your 10.0 self, which has everything that you want. Other than money, it has the wife that they want, the family they want, the house they want. You know, they live in such a state that you would love yourself to live in, right? They're not constantly stressed. They wake up and they're bored. They wake up and they're like, damn, what do I do today? Right? Vibrationally align yourself. And like I said, it's not just like, hey, I'm gonna act like this version for today and, you know, be the 10.0 self for today. You have to vibrationally align with it, right? And to go through that entire process of how to do that, what I do for all my students is plug and play exactly what I did, which takes like at least 1 to 2 months of just straight grind, because you have so much, like let's say you're 18 right now. You have 18 years of indoctrination, programming, all of this shoved down your throat, beliefs of your family members, all of this shoved down your throat to where you now believe these certain things, right? Right now, you might not believe any of this is legit, okay? And it's because you've been so systemically programmed and all of these beliefs from other people shoved down your throat. Maybe you don't think online business even works, right? Money is just energy. Detach yourself from it, vibrationally align with the version who has however much he wants, and you'll get it, right? Simple as that. And it's not as simple as that, but to break it down, right? So hopefully this made sense. Hopefully you guys understand how important 10.0 standards is and how to actually combat this loop of, you know, pain, hunger, lock-in mode, comfort, stagnation. How to beat that is to just split it in half, right? So like I said, hopefully this helped. If you guys have any questions, hit me up on Instagram at Noah Okazaki. And if you guys want a completely free mini academy that teaches pretty much all of these things, I'm not holding anything back, no bullshit. Mini academy, I'll leave the link in the description. You guys can click that and, you know, try to apply, see if we accept you. But yeah, like I said, if you guys want more value, go to my Instagram. If you guys want more value, go to my YouTube. If you guys want to contact me, speak to me one-on-one, I'll leave a one-on-one link in the description as well. But yeah, check out that free mini course if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.